reply.
Where's that Verizon?
So it's this front one I'm using?
Yeah, it's that right there.
Alright.
Verizon one.
And what's the estimate for Rayman 1?
Rayman 1, you can put the estimate at, I mean, it's at 220, but that was for Origins, because that was the longest. Yeah. You want to just put it there? It should hopefully be like 30 minutes at least, shorter than that. 35 would make me happy.
For the stations and stuff like that here.
That all have to miss Rocket My Inventor.
It isn't working at all.
Echo,
Like we can't get any out of it.
Ah, okay. So, download it, isn't it?
What's up? Assuming I can find a copy of it. I don't know where all the games are being stored.
Why didn't you bring it?
Alright, so are
They
we
were
going to have
already
downtime or right now?
Well, right now they're
I don't remember who bringing it.
We're not actually doing it. We're not using that.
Earlier when they were
No,
doing that,
right.
they kept
At least until we take down the
So the only-
we still got
Echo. 3 copies.
Alright, so we can go
I
through
don't
with a
think you
few
have enough
donations
controllers
right
there,
now.
Spike.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay,
You could use a few more.
This is for
alright. So
Rayman Origins. Now, for those of you, I'm assuming we're back on. For those of you upset that Rayman Origins did not make the cut, you can actually still get it into the marathon, at least in form of the exciting and mind-blowing bonus level of the Peace Council. If you'd like to see that again. No, it'll be about half as long and half as exciting as well. It'll be Land of the Livid Dead, those of you familiar with that level. Kind of the 100% level you can play.
Is that living or livid?
Livid Dead.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, quite an exciting level. It'll be about 4 minutes. Hopefully I can do it deathless. I won't make any promises, but hopefully I can. That you can donate for after or throughout the marathon,
throughout this run.
this run of Rayman. The run should come in at about 145 to 150, so that's how much time you've got to get it in. I think we're putting it at like $200 to get Land of the Living Dead.
Yeah, he did say 200.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're
probably
gonna
a safe
run
amount. But yes.
Alright, so I'll just run through some donations real quick while we're setting up. So $5 from Gustav.
Yours does that too.
There's some characters I can't read there. From Gustav. Good luck pronouncing
You're on the
that.
menu screen, and if it's
Israeli
closed,
RD
it's
wants
closed.
IRD for the
You have to
file
keep the
name
tray
too.
open.
So what?
Israeli RD wants IRD for the file name.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
Loving all the marathons, keep up the good work. Put this towards Rayman 1. And for the obligatory strange reference, I disbelieve the air. $50 from Mark Pascal. Viva la Rayman Origins. Sorry.
Are you alone on the couch right now, Spike?
I am alone on the couch. If someone wants,
Here, I'll crash the couch with you.
I'm not that big.
$10 from Loris Mori. Hi from Switzerland. Great marathon. Really enjoying this.
This is a nice
I hope you're all having a fun time too. Want to put $10 towards Rayman. $5 from Joey Muller towards Rayman. $10 from Reese Bales towards Origins. Keep up the good work, smiley face. $4.20 from Matthew Richter. This donation only counts for Rayman Origins if you read the following. Well, far enough behind that I don't have to read it. $10 from Christopher Hinson. Keep up the great work. That's it. That's the last one.
Alright. I think we basically get the storyline. The world's under attack. And they've only got one guy who can save them, Rayman. A limbless wonder, I call him.
Yes.
That's a pretty good description.
I'm about to say, that's best I can come up with. They're like, well, who can save the world better than something without limbs?
Are there even hands under those gloves, or are they just gloves?
I think they're just gloves.
I would take him as gloves.
Yeah, I
they
mean-
just had kind of a torso. He's really...
Didn't this originally come out for the Jaguar or something?
This has been released for like many consoles, PlayStation 1, Jaguar, PC. I want to say they actually made the Jaguar and PC versions later on because Michel Ancel, the creator of Rayman and Rayman Origins, and I believe like Beyond Good and Evil and other games, he's kind of a jerk. And this early game, as I'm playing it, you'll realize that they're just like horribly designed aspects of this game.
Don't forget Peter Jackson's
Oh, right.
the official
I'm
game of the
done.
movie. It was actually pretty good.
All they were doing is just
What was the 3 letters again?
IRD for Israeli D.
So is this going to be a 100% run?
Okay, so can we not start?
Yes, technically this will be a 100% run. On top of like all the other aspects of this game that are
Almost 2
just made
hours.
it like impossible for anyone to beat as a kid, they made it to where you have to 100% the game to actually beat it. So I don't even know why they give you a percentage thing.
So you know how far into
down,
the
you're ready to
game you
start
are.
the timer.
Okay.
All right, we're going to be starting the game here in
So we-
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna assume that's so when you
Decisions
finally beat
made
a hard
for us.
level, you get to see how much more you have to go.
We'll
And
just
go,
start.
oh god.
Yeah, right. So, oh, I've done nothing. I've completed nothing. For whatever reason, like other people's copies of the game, like mine just loads 5 seconds slower on that opening cutscene when I skip
Alright,
it.
let's do that.
But all right, so 3, 2, 1, and walk.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, they decided that Rayman, I guess they just made him. He doesn't know how to do anything for himself. So I don't know why he's the hero of the world. He doesn't know how to run. He doesn't know how to
Really
punch.
quiet.
He doesn't know how to grab. He doesn't know how to do anything in this game.
You can jump.
So yeah, you can walk and you can jump. That's about it.
That'll change eventually.
Punch.
No, not yet.
No.
I need to learn how to punch, actually. That's why I need to come back and play this level again.
Look how happy he is when he jumps. Look at that. Whee!
So yeah, so far we're just having a good time. We're just avoiding these little dark tunes. Those dark tunes are going to be some of the most annoying aspects of this game because they're so tiny. Alright, good, I hit that.
Is there music? I can't really hear anything.
Oh yeah.
We've got the TV volume really low because it's been, people have complained about it. So now we finally get to learn how to punch. Again, there were 2 cages on the last screen, but I couldn't get them because I obviously cannot attack them. And any of you who are fans of Rayman Origins, remember this girl a little bit more scantily clad and having limbs in Rayman Origins. So she lost the poncho and gained limbs.
And
Maybe
a couple cup
did the
sizes.
poncho turn into
Fashion limbs out of the poncho.
So right here you're going to see I jump punch this cage. It actually does double the damage and it goes twice the distance if you jump punch as opposed to just like standing flat-footed. And obviously you keep your momentum going forward, so...
So it's OP is what you're saying.
Right.
something like that.
How did they design it like that?
Unfortunately, my only experience with this game is the Game Boy Advance port.
Yeah, which they screwed up the music quite a bit for that.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right, that's
only
I played that
experience is what I'm
first.
seeing right now.
I played well enough.
So what's the
Oh, I'm awful at this game.
what's the time estimate on us learning how to run?
Say what?
How long until we learn how to run?
Oh, it's going to be about 40 minutes until you learn how to run. Oh, yes.
So it's like Crash
this is
3
the
then,
walk.
where you don't learn until the very end.
Or Wrath of Cortex.
I
Because
thought that was 3.
Wrath of Cortex is 3, but worse. I actually like Wrath of Cortex, by the way. I just don't like it as much as 3.
Okay.
Well, at least Rayman learned how to take hits.
Israeli is already screaming.
Like a champ. I'm sorry, Israeli, that was awful. I will whip myself later out of punishment. So it's easy to underrate like how much Rayman actually has like good jump distance. But yeah, you can actually jump over a fair few amount of hitboxes. You can jump over that shooter that I just decided not to jump over because their hitboxes are extremely random, especially when they're aiming their gun forward.
Alright, just let me know when you got a minute or 2.
Yeah, let me just... all I'm going to say about this boss is that if you stand at certain distances away, like right there, he will always come from that side unless I punch too early or I stand over there too early. So I stand far enough away and throw at the right time, right as his pixel's showing up. But yeah, this boss fight goes the exact same way every time. Oh, and I'm epically bad at this game.
This is a boss? Is that like air quotes boss?
Right. So yeah, and now all of a sudden he becomes your friend, which becomes odd because later in the run it looks like he becomes your enemy again, but we'll work that out later. So anyways, the next part's just a little auto-scrolling section, so yeah, you can go over some donations.
Alright, so I've got $100 here from Andrew Fataruso. I'm a hardcore gamer, but I never really got into speedruns. Well, then I disagree about your self-styled hardcore game. Watching all
Don't
of these...
insult the donators.
Watching all of these talented gamers take time out to do this great charity event has now piqued my interest in the community. I would like my donation to go to the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out Blindfolded Challenge.
I guess
So that's
going to
be,
counts as a jump
since the one later today is going to play
Yeah,
Mike Tyson's
I mean,
Punch Out,
at
and
that
he's just
point,
going to go
I'm
as far
blind,
as he can,
so-
blindfolded. At which point he'll take the blindfold off once he finally loses one. Don't worry, it'll take a while.
He got pretty far through last time before he had to take it off.
To
Yeah.
King Hippo, wasn't it?
So right here, this is actually, again, any of you who are fans of Rayman Origins will say, oh, so that's where, I mean, you'll see where all the design aspects of Rayman Origins came from. They just made things less cheap in Origins, and they made you be able to run from the start as opposed to halfway through the game.
It's actually sort of DKC-like with the punch jump.
Yeah, right. That's actually the only mosquito section in this entire game, even though there are about, like, 10 mosquito levels in Rayman Origins.
What do you think of Legends?
I've only played one demo. I'm actually not as excited about it because it looks like since they made the kind of platforming hero levels, the musical levels, that they made all of Rayman's speed. There's no way to like speed up Rayman. He's at consistently one speed, which is fast, but there's no way to like, at least from I saw, like doing any speed
I was
tricks.
at a kiosk and I was able to sort of break it. It is the punch jump is faster in Legends, just not as fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was able to go about a half a second ahead of the beat at one point in the platforming hero level.
So has Rayman learned how to breathe yet?
Let's not expect too much of him. Okay,
Whoa,
nice.
Right, speed boost there.
If you jump off the very end of that first slope, then I can catch the bottom of the next slope and skip through like 5 of those little hammers that come down, which saves probably a good like 12 seconds.
It's really anticlimactic where you're getting to the end of these stages and it's just a little wooden sign with an exclamation point that's making him do his victory dance. Like, you'd expect something a little bit more, like,
Andy?
goal-looking.
I had a friend ask me the other day, so there are 2 noises that come up. There's a little, yeah, like this really like masculine testosterone-filled yeah, and then there's a little, like a little like goofy laugh he does, and people are like, are both those noises made by him?
Yes, they are both canon.
Maybe the second one's made by his glove?
Alright, I think that's the first donation. That's a like horribly stupid jump to make. Again, a lot of the aspects of this game look like they were designed after they designed Rayman to have the run ability, so a lot of gaps are just like stupid to make. Israeli RD, who has contributed a lot to the new strategies of bringing this game down to close to 140, he like cannot make that jump to save his life. Because he said he plays on like HD, and that kind of sounds terrible on this game.
He said he's donating for hardest jump too.
Hardest jump, alright. Now, normally when you go through this little section, you're meant to go on like 6 different maracas throughout the level, but if you crouch down with Rayman and just like get on the very edge, you just need one to get through the entire level. And I'm hitting these guys because I'm bored and I hate dark tunes.
It's the auto-scroller. We get bored, we do things that we don't need to do.
At least that one you can speed up the auto-scroller by making it a constant auto-scroller as opposed to having to have the little sections of platforming in the middle. Oh, I'm terrible. I grabbed a ledge. I'm sorry, Israeli. Again, I'll whip myself again later. So right here, let's see if I don't choke this. Oh, okay.
Recovery.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to do with the first one. It's like really hard to do that trick, but it's consistent if you're not terrible like me. To try to punch, I'm trying to aim for the ledge and also punch it right at the last second before I get there. Because obviously you have to line up the punch on these like tiny itty-bitty little enemies.
Enemies with small hits.
And like old 2D platformers, everything does like horrible knockback damage.
Do you get invincibility frames or can you get combos?
You do get some invincibility frames. There's this one section coming up where in the Game Boy Advance version you can actually speed through it a little bit, but we don't get that here. Because for some reason, just on certain hits in this game, you get like a lot of invincibility frames, and other ones you get none. You just get buzzsawed and killed. Coming up here is the trolliest of the Dark Tunes. Yep, I've died to that guy more times than I like to admit.
mean, since you have a health bar in this game, unlike Origins, I'm guessing falling into pits and spikes is more dangerous than...
Oh, I'm awful. Well, actually, because I use a lot of damage boosts throughout the run, I'm like constantly at 1 or 2 health for like a lot of the sections. So yeah, I mean, I die in all sorts of ways when I play this game. I've yet to have a run of this with less than 4 deaths. I think when Nest Kamikaze was running it, the best he did was he got it down to like 13 deaths. Like, it's just a game where it's really cheap and it's really easy to die on. Oh, I could have probably jumped one bongo earlier. So yeah, this is the section coming up right here where I could have damage boosted through this large enemy who's just like hulking and amazing looking. You wish he was your friend. Unfortunately, I need to take the long way around because you just get no invincibility frames if you try to walk through his legs. I'm crouching right there to try to cancel that shooter. Him shooting anything, therefore messing you up. And we're going to catch the cycle, yep, because we're boss. Alright, and there we are. And
Okay,
crouches
go through that one.
Yeah, again, he's limbless as well.
So Rayman is the only limbless one.
I was about to say, I actually think that might be the only... Well, I guess all the enemies in this game kind of have a sense of limblessness.
Well, the person who's giving you your abilities doesn't have limbs either.
Glowbox
Right.
is Rayman 2, right?
Yeah, Glowbox didn't come around until Rayman 2.
And the mosquito's gloves were detached as well.
Right. I guess there's more than I think. I don't notice
Almost every character.
non-gameplay things about this game. So this was the level that, like, as a child, I never got past this level because it's. You'll see later on. Oh, I'm awful. I just landed and was like, I don't want momentum. I'm just gonna give it away.
Rayman looks so naive in this game.
He's always into what he's doing. Oh. I'm awful. So this is like a horrible jump, and it's kind of random. Oh, I'm not gonna get it. No, I got it. The game normally intends for you to have to come back through the level once you get run. But if you jump off that ledge right at the perfect timing, and I wasn't given any help by the game because I missed this slope, but I was able to hit like the top of that and get up there and hit that cage.
So this level was designed around the faster momentum, I guess.
Right, like all the early levels are designed that you have to get all 5 of your power-ups. And actually, let me do this section first. I kind of hate this screen. Oh! Damn it.
So yeah, that was a lot more difficult than he just made it look.
No, it
I
looked
missed
pretty
the very
difficult.
last one.
Because I had this.
Ah! And then I missed the momentum there. I mean, that was still a lot better than how you're intended to do it, but like I could have hit it and also slid on the platform and just kept going. So yeah, I mean, that was about an average screen for me. So the reason why this level was so hard to beat was because of this next screen right here when you were a child. One thing to explain here, you'll see like in a lot of places, like all of a sudden that page shows up. For some reason, they decided that you needed to touch very random checkpoints on the screen, and then that makes certain things appear, which would be cages or platforms or whatever. You never knew that as a child, so you just kept moving. Again, you need to 100% marathon save. That's for Israeli RD. He always wants me to save right there in my record attempts as well. But if I die up here, then it's just reset because I'm like 12 minutes in. So again, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to make those bongos appear until I was able to touch a checkpoint. So these tiny little slippery platforms
You just
over.
made Israelis Day, by the way, for saving.
Was that one of my donation incentives? Just saving right there.
Potentially.
So yeah, like in the PC and Jaguar versions, they decided that okay, this was dumb. So again.
These platforms look really fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Yes.
And again, you have to touch a very specific point up there to make that cloud appear. And then you're like, what am I doing here? This is slippery. Okay, you have to touch that point. And then by touching there, that makes that appear.
Event flags!
What?
Yeah, so the first time you play this game, you pretty much just want to hurt yourself a lot. And never play it again.
The best is when it fakes you out. Like, do you get into those situations where there's a closed path that opens and a delay? So you start looking for the other path, and then you come back and it's open, and you're like, wait, what?
Why did this happen? I thought am I that blind? So I'm really glad to get through that section without death. Like, I have a lot of runs that end right there because of those tiny little stupid slippery platforms. Again, in the PC and Jaguar versions of this, and I'm assuming the Game Boy Advance version as well, they actually made those much larger platforms. They're still slippery, but you have much more leeway. So I'm intentionally taking damage at these two spots because I want to get the speed boost going down these slopes, which basically replaces the fact that I don't have run yet. That is Mr. Sax. That is the boss of Bandland, the second world. We're never actually going to fight him, and you'll see why later on. And now we get to learn how to fly. This is the only one that, like, I feel justified having to learn from a magical fairy.
So, you learn how to fly before you can
run, yes. The other 4 powers she teaches you are how to punch, so literally just throw your fist in front of your face.
It's like learning how to walk before you learn how to crawl.
Learning how to grab a ledge, so just putting your hand above you.
Wait, didn't you already do that one?
Yeah, that was, I learned that on the second one. I'm just saying all the powers together. Learning how to punch forward and grab onto these rings that you'll see, and rings are absolute BS, you'll see what I mean. This is the only time you ever see this guy throughout it. Remember, like Hercman or Rayman. I don't remember the storyline. Terrazan. He's adorable. And that's the last you see of him.
Auto score.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, I had experimented with just memorizing this path completely, going all the way up. Unfortunately, the game doesn't actually load the platforms until they come on screen, or just a little bit beforehand. You'll see up here when I try to jump up and grab this platform, because I thought if I memorize it, could I just go all the way up and, you know, look like a BA.
And what's the last power up?
And then learning how to run. So, like, okay, so those are the... So, yeah, right there. Well, I jumped too late.
5, run, and grab ledges.
Right. So the only one that actually makes sense, like, okay, I probably don't know how to glide or fly at first. Which, again, those of you who play Origins, you can't infinitely glide or fly in this game. You only get it for about, like, a second or two, and then it runs out. So you have to be much more specific with your jumps. Oh, I'm awful.
Alright, so we've got time to run over some...
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Alright. So $5 from William Calbry. Take these 5, and the 30 I also donated a second to go towards Rayman, the original. She's from Sweden. Okay, $90 from Kirby Pepe. Hey guys, greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. Love the stream, all of the games are so much fun to watch. You guys are doing a great job, keep up the good work. I enjoy the stream and have been following some speedruns when I have the time to watch. The one run I follow the most is Cosmos. This money goes to whatever he chooses. If not, well, he's not here, so... Well, not here right now. Then anything SpikeVegeta's choosing. $90, where do you want it?
How did that even happen?
I choked the jump, that was bad. Oh well.
Hey Spike.
What's up, girl?
Somebody's allocated $90 and it's your choice.
Alright, $90. Let's do best ending Sonic CD.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot, now I don't need that.
$5 from Emily Horn. Dragons die when they are killed. Put this towards Sonic 06 last story.
You're just disappointed Israeli somehow.
Yeah, I died.
For silver too.
And then, yeah, this screen's actually really annoying because of those plums. Things don't like to cooperate in this game.
This game?
Yeah, in particular.
Alright, $50 from, surprise surprise, Noah Tomlin. Here's a late addition to the family pledge drive from Pierre Canella. Since the full Rayman Origins run suffered an untimely death, I will put this towards playing Land of the Living Dead.
Heck yeah. That was for how much?
50.
50. Oh, nice.
$20. Donation from Mangled Pixel.
Again, completely.
Hey, Mango Pixel.
What's up, Mangle Pixel?
That cage just spawned?
Yep, just from another little random spot.
Oh,
So again, a good way to speed up plums when you're on them is to go ahead and punch them and then crouch down.
I thought that was the only way.
Well, you can punch them for it and then jump onto them, but specifically...
Somebody want to actually show off the prize?
Somebody go around back.
Yeah, it's right over. It's right over there next to the boards and stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, so during this run, you have the opportunity to win this artwork.
And Israeli says, don't mess this one up, Spike.
Oh, which one is this?
Alright, and that was made by
okay, this
Karuru-chan. And I think
Oh,
in
I have it.
$5
Okay. Oh, okay. Israeli, I'm probably going to die, but I'll try this one just for you. This is a new strat that he came up with that I have not trained at all. I can save right beforehand, so if I die, it's not going to be a big deal.
it fills me with confidence when you say you haven't trained it at
So
all.
I've literally never tried this at all. So,
don't
best of
try
luck
this
to
at home,
me.
kids.
He says, thanks for not jumping on that frickin' platform.
Oh, yeah, you caught it. Yeah, I take note. I listen to you, Israeli.
Sometimes.
Alright, Mr. Save Man, I've never used you before, but let's try this out.
Are the backgrounds on those little pictures different?
Oh, wait, no, yeah, I'm supposed to not even mess with this. Alright.
Got it?
That was kind of it. I still had to use... Ah, poop.
You have the backup plum, that's all.
Yeah, I had a backup plum. I forgot to try the strat. So you have like a small invincibility frame when you punch through enemies, like right at the top of them. Oh god. So that's like when I was a kid, I had no idea how I was supposed to get past that large kissing instrument, whatever the heck it was.
Thing.
That large, like, disgusting thing, whatever it is. That just spits out large enemies for you to fight. I think the back of the box, like here, do you want to read what it says on the back of the Rayman case right there?
Where?
It's right there.
Oh, okay. Which part am I looking for?
Just how it describes the game.
Captivating, mind-bending, and addictive. One trip, and you're hooked.
And then, yeah, you, like, just read
I'll
that
keep
whole
reading?
description, yeah.
Enter the challenging world of Rayman, and suddenly reality seems far too tame. Free your mind as Rayman takes you on an arduous adventure through a complex realm of psychedelic landscapes. Absurd characters, formidable opponents, and uncharted levels of dementia.
I noticed when cases and boxes actually had text on them instead of just pictures.
Instead of just like, yeah.
This mind-altering platform game features menacing opponents that learn your playing style to defeat you.
What?
Incredibly intense visuals with 65,000 colors and 4 independently scrolling backdrops. Wow, 4.
Oh my god, 4 backdrops.
70 surrealistic levels over 50 demented characters. Exhilarating CD quality sound effects and music.
Like, yeah, and...
I think that's more backdrops than Skyrim.
It might be.
The enemies learn your playstyle?
Not at all. I don't even know what it's talking about. Michelle and So probably knew how much you were going to be ripping your hair out, but I don't think they adapt to whatever you're doing. They're completely pattern-based.
No, what they do is they make you adapt to them.
That reminds me of like the old commercials where they could just blatantly lie and be non-accountable.
Oh, it's better that than the blurb of the Team Speedrun game.
Oh god.
On the back of the case for that game, the big selling point is some of the best explosions of all time.
Pretty sure I saw that on a Michael Bay film at some point.
Have you watched the intro to that game? It's amazing.
I'm not sure we can give away what the game is
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Oh.
Okay.
But hey, that's a good preview right there. If you like explosions and some of the best, well, let's got it. The red platforms I'm standing on there, that I've said on a lot.
The ones
They're
that
really
fall?
buggy. Yeah, like sometimes Rayman just like it kills his momentum. It's really easy to kill Rayman's momentum in this game.
He has momentum.
Yeah, he uses it a little bit before. Oh, suddenly you're punching this guy again.
Right. Which here's the thing. Now he's got a different color palette. Which the one beforehand was purple. So I like to,
So
I
you
like
know
to
this
think
is
that
gonna
like
be a
you
completely
befriended
different
the
fight.
purple one, and now like the king of the mosquitoes, you have to fight him off.
Whoa, what the hell?
So like I'm doing very specific movements and standing in certain places of the level to speed up this boss as much as possible, to make him come from all the corners that I want him to speed up the battle. I want to try to get him to be on the middle or come from the top of the screen as much as possible, because either way, it just takes him however long it takes to get back to the top middle of the screen.
I love how you're beating the crap out of him and you're still frightened every time
Yeah,
you
right.
idle.
You literally have to wait like half a second. It's like, I'm scared. No, I'm scared. What? I'm scared. I screwed that up. Oh well.
So where is he getting these giant fruits from?
Off screen.
Dude, he's the king of the mosquitoes. He can have whatever he wants. So I believe he comes. Yeah. Okay. Here's the big side.
Oh, oh, okay, he's mixing it up. I was like, what? We're back to the little ones.
Alright, hit that like first frame possible, because like he barely even gets off screen before he starts shooting back on. Like, well, this doesn't make sense. Okay, and he comes from the top now. If I stand right here, and then he'll do one more big cycle.
He's adapting to your behavior.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess there is some truth to that box.
This isn't scripted at all.
Except you're adapting to him adapting to your
To
behavior.
having him adapting to me.
It's an adaptation circle of life.
Must go deeper.
The boundary between AI and player is coming ever closer. Is leaning ever more.
So now you get the dumbest power up in this game, not because it's not cool that you have it, because you need to get through the game, but you get to swing on these little rings, which it's horribly, what's the word I want to use?
You can grab things.
Now you can grab things with your fist.
Thank you, I had no idea. I had no idea how to do this.
I'm excited about that one.
You'll see that, like, I'm going to do my best to just skip grabbing as many rings as possible. Because they are completely, I'm not going to say random, but just, like, tight on when you're supposed to jump off of them to actually get, like, maximum height and distance. So, yeah, there's nothing too much to talk about with this level at first. It's oh god, I'm terrible. Other than I'm terrible.
So,
How about you comment with this half mechanics wise to like the Witch Wing in Castlevania 4?
Oh, I've actually never played Super Castlevania 4. Possibly similar. Again, just like
it's identical.
It's like if you're
Exactly.
if you're like frame perfect, you can like get a lot of momentum off of them. These are again, they like Michelle and Cell decided to put a lot of like tiny enemies in this game that are just like hard to hit.
This was actually the entirely the product of Michel Ancel. There was no team involved.
Yeah, right. That's it. I like to blame it all on just the producer.
So what's the deal with the fairy? Why doesn't she just give you every move at once?
Well, you know, she needs to learn it too. She needs to go back to school.
You've got to earn it.
so
too.
just to reiterate, you've learned how to fly, not only before you learned how to run, but how to grab things with your fist.
Yes.
She doesn't she float though? Why would she learn how to run? Maybe she just like reads a book on it. Tells you.
And we're taking a double damage boost there. You're supposed to have to get behind him, but thankfully, again, there's oh god, I'm terrible. All right, so I grabbed that one up there, which obviously gives me a life refill as well. We're going to use a little... Normally you have to do this really convoluted thing with those rocks, but if you do that, you get a nice little damage boost all the way past that.
Nicely done.
And here we are. I hate this sheet right here. All right.
What's your
Exactly.
Oh, Rayman seems rather excited to skip that shooter.
We're starting to get close to being able to run. It's gonna be crazy. You guys are gonna be blown away by the speed.
Oh, we're gonna be so hyped when you can run.
I mean, right now this still feels fast to me compared to Toki, but you know.
So, how many runs end before you can actually run?
Again, a lot of runs still end at Allegro Presto, that level with the tiny... oh god, let me in there. That was my first instance of death abuse. Just because I can get back here faster. That one only saves like 7 or 8 seconds. There are other ones later on, you'll see that actually save a ton of time. But it's because of that I'm actually picking up 1-ups that are just right on my path. Because I want to avoid the continue screen as much as possible, since that's an extra like 15 seconds lost. There's actually 2 paths to get out of here. This is an alternate path that you can take.
So the 4 death run that you mentioned before, were those for the unintentional deaths, or is that?
Yeah, 4 unintentional deaths. I have like 7 or 8 intentional deaths in this run. So, anyways, you got any comments you want to read?
Yep, okay. $5 from Gareth Johnson. Put this to Land of the Living Dead. $5 from Brooklyn McIntyre. Land of the Living Dead. $20 from Jacob Nielsen. 20 for naming Steiner Violet. Also shoutouts to Railcoon and my fellas at TLP.
Who was that?
Jacob Nielsen.
Oh, I'm so good.
Jacob Nielsen.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that, Israeli? Perfect. So basically, I avoided a trigger point for those 3 Dark Toons, which was kind of, I don't know how I actually did it. Alright, sweet. Again, you can jump right at the very top of that cloud, and you can just climb up there as opposed to having to make those guys appear. Oh, I'm terrible. I usually follow up really good things with really dumb things.
We're just balancing things out.
Yeah, rock. Normally they're supposed to punch through that rock, but stay right on the edge, you're fine. Can I catch the cloud? I caught the cloud. I caught the impossible cloud. This is sort of an... Oh, everything's terrible. Okay.
Spike never exaggerates.
There we are. Okay. Oh, I am. This is a stupid ledge. Grabbing ledges is kind of random in this game.
Apparently you need to relearn how to grab things with your fist.
So that screwed up that cycle there. I could have squeezed in there, but I had to go through. Okay.
So is there the inevitable late game level where you lose all your power-ups?
No, you thankfully... You don't... Yeah, you get to hold on to these. So right there, I was able to just walk through these. Walked through all of that after taking a little bit of damage from my invincibility state. I had to wait an extra half second, though, because, again, that shooter's gun, its hitbox extends a lot further than it looks.
Well, it's a gun.
Right, but, like, you know, you should be getting hurt with the bullets, not the gun. Oh, God. Why is everything terrible? Alright. So
What
I'll get
exactly is Rayman doing when he gets hit? Does he hiccup?
That's what I always take it as.
Was
dang.
it that, or it sounds like a dog bark?
That RNG there. So I just had to touch that extremely random checkpoint there to make that cage back down here appear. Again, convoluted. Yeah, you can sometimes randomly get it from just going down on that cloud, like as it pulls you down, it'll trigger it. But sometimes that's one of the few like actually random aspects of this game. Right there, I actually had to go down and touch the specific part of the floor. Oh wow! Taking a lot of just random hits. Alright, this is the first save that I've taken, just like a record run. Not because I so much need the save, but it sets up that cycle perfectly. And I can die up here to these guys being trolls. Whoops. Again, if you miss time bouncing off of those clouds, just like slightly, Rayman won't do anything. So again, completely random.
Because why not?
Yeah.
So you won't even get just a lower jump, he'll just ignore the jump if you don't do it right?
So your first
of course there I got a normal lower jump. So okay. Y'all weren't able to see it there. Oh, okay. Yep. There we are. Okay, God. Those things, they'll react to you whenever you punch them. So yeah, just falling down there made that appear, so I have to do this.
See,
to make
reacting
this
to your
happen.
playstyle.
So do you actually find all those random cages on your own your first playthrough, or do you use a guide or something?
I did a lot of exploration. It took me forever to find all these cages.
They actually used a 1-900 hit number.
Yeah. Please God, Nintendo, help me. This isn't a Nintendo game. Please God, help me.
I'm sure
My,
Nintendo would help you with the PS1 game.
My brother-in-law has an actual paper-bound book about this thick called "How to Win at Nintendo."
Really? It's just guides to like everything. It's just like 100 issues of Nintendo Power.
We learn how to run, sir?
So now now we can actually like fly. It's fastest to like mash X a lot because that obviously gives me the most speed, but it's also really hard to control. So
Then that makes you go up. So then
Yeah.
whenever you have to go down, you kind of have to slow down a little bit.
yeah, you'll see I'll punch a lot to just like kill it. I intentionally took that hit there so I could do a jump punch. And you got a nice little freeze frame of Rayman there.
This looks a lot like one of those.
Oh, everything's terrible.
This looks a lot like one of those helicopter vent sections in Origins.
Yeah.
You know, where you have the air vents. And...
Yeah, which are like my most hated levels of the
So that's just like you get knocked backwards and airborne when you get hit, so then you can do a jump punch while you're in the air.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think they put enough spikes in this level.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
They're like, well, we just introduced this new power to him.
You need to make it very clear that you're not supposed to touch the walls.
Oh, I'm awful. Oh, I'm really bad at this game.
Yes, you're terrible.
I got a couple more donations if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. $9 from Andres Losnagard. Love your speedrun, guys, and please raise the Rayman game volume.
Oof. Okay, need to be careful here because I'm almost dead.
$5 from Daniel Best. Oops.
Oh, that's terrible.
How much time does that lose?
It's probably like a minute and a half I just lost. Alright.
Yeah,
You
and
have to re-get the cage.
dying in unintentional
No,
places
the
is really bad.
cages-
You go down to 3 health, you can see.
Yeah, and you lose all your, you get a new life every 100 tings. You lose all your tings as well. So like a lot of deaths in this game can cause you to actually lose like 2 lives essentially. And just imagine like this game's as hard in a lot of ways of like older like Ninja Gaiden games and stuff, but you have a limited number of tries. I think that's how Rom Scout described it at least.
And whoever just donated for the game audio to be raised, I don't know why. If you just like to hear buzzing noises for minutes on end, maybe.
Yeah, there's not even music in this section, it's just the buzzing.
Yeah, so you're not missing anything.
Maybe yeah.
If we
It's
can't
kinda
really
bad
turn up
timing
the
to
TV
read the
either,
comment
because
next.
then
It's
it
probably 20-30
comes
minutes
through on the
old.
microphone.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, when we record the runs later for YouTube, if you download them from our website at speedleversarchive.com, the game audio itself will be a second audio track. That's what we did last year, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's how
So you
the...
were almost at the end, too.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's the death that probably cost the most time in the entire game. So yeah, you have to be really specific, and the timing's really tight on how much time you have to cut these ropes. And if you're not right on top of them, you're not doing any damage. So
So you have to be right on top of the
whoops.
frayed part, or the rope in general?
Yeah, that little part where it was cutting. So yeah, I had enough time there, but like the first time you play this game, you're probably going to die a couple times trying to just get the exact rhythm of when.
Or even just trying to figure out where you can fly to do the cutting.
Yeah, right. Like, wait, what am I doing here?
Alright.
So yeah, you see like I'm punching as I'm or right before I'm landing in a lot of places to get that jump punch damage. Go for it, we've got donations.
Okay, $5 from Daniel Vestman. Getting all nostalgic watching Rayman. Give my sum to SpikeVegeta to spend. Where do you want it to go?
How much?
$5.
$5. How's Land of the Living Dead looking?
60 something?
Alright, let's put it towards Land of the Living Dead.
Alright.
Right there you saw a little skip that was found by Israeli, and I'll be using it up here again as well. just kind of jumping up through that little floor and taking the spike damage. See, I'm gonna grab this.
Just one of the clouds.
It skips having to go all the way across. That one only saves maybe like 2 seconds. The next one saves probably closer to 4.
Okay. $5 from an anonymous donor. Greetings from Asia. Congrats on getting Seth Rogen to speedrun one of my favorite PS1 games. He doesn't sound very well though. More celebs should speedrun for charity. Please put this money towards Octodad, my second favorite dad in the world.
Octodad is amazing. If you haven't seen it before, it's an experience.
Yes, it is.
I hope it makes it in. I haven't seen it.
$10 from MC Orgscans. Hooray! I woke up to Rayman. I'm excited for it on Wii U. I have literally never played or even seen a Rayman game before, so this run is great for me. Put this towards Sonic 2006 Last Story.
Awesome.
$10 from Zilch. Hey, Mike, the best Australian speedrunner 89. Are you still planning on having SNK partner up with you in the Sonic 2 race? No, I'm not. The way we're actually doing it this year is, if Sonic wins, we're actually just going to do Sonic solo. There's one trick in Metropolis 3 that's really dumb, and neither of us really want to do it. It's effectively luck-based, so by removing that from the run, it should be a closer race, in theory. And put this towards Sonic as the character choice.
I wanted to specifically go off that ledge in that way because I wanted to grab the ledge, because if you go off a little bit too much, the wind just blows you all the way into the pit. That was a little marathon save. I never screw this up, but just in case.
Yeah, I was curious because you said one of the earlier ones just set patterns for you.
For
yeah, are there any other saves like that where you could just save and it lines up?
Oh yeah, no. Well, that was just a straight up if I died, then I should probably save there and to avoid losing a minute and a half like I just did earlier. This is one of the dumbest little design aspects. You got these tiny little hitboxed enemies on slippery platforms into spikes. So that place always looked pretty awkward. So alright, here is, I am sorry to say, the most boring 3-minute stretch of the run, this boss. It's just completely pattern-based. And he takes forever. His pattern is awful. Good thing is, right after this, we are getting Run. So we can go back and start collecting all the cages and everything, and Rayman actually moves at a decent pace.
So you could say the run begins.
Yeah. So you can only make him make the middle thing swing back and forth. Well, I guess I should have that. I need to explain that. I try to bring those rocks over to the right side or just away from him so that right after they explode, I can get right on top of him and hit the rock in his hand. So I can do like that as opposed to the other way. Next kamikaze. Follow that. I had experimented with the idea of maybe there's some way, because if I'm punching him from the middle, he only wiggles a little bit. This is yeah, that's the only decently hard part to not get hurt during. Otherwise, you're just in danger of falling asleep during this battle.
Alright, $30 more from Robin Harade Anderson. Another greeting from Norway. Here's the Spike for awesome commentary. Put these $30 on whatever you want.
SpikeVegeta. Land of the Living Dead. Let's get there.
Alright. So, just to clarify, so the way that one's going to work is he's going to load up 100% save of Rayman Origins after the run and play this bonus level. And we've set $200 for that, and right now it's at $95.
So you're saying he was experimenting with hitting it in the middle?
Yeah, hitting in the middle when he's jumping over my head, then punching it to seeing if somehow the hitbox of his head meets with that while it's wiggling. But it doesn't work. I've experimented with it at every frame possible.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been a cool little way to speed up this horrendously slow boss battle. And his second half, as you can see, he goes through this entire process to get to each hit. This is the only boss battle in the game that's just like super duper slow. You've got another boss battle that's about as long as this later on called Space Mama, but it's a really exciting fight when you first play her. It's actually still, I like it, but...
There's less standing around and waiting.
There's less standing around. There's actually like exciting dodging and whatnot, and there's ways to speed up the fight. There's no way to speed up this fight or anything. It's just like, don't fall asleep.
Let me know if you need me to pinch you.
Yeah, I know, right? But hey, after this, we get to run finally. So then I'll be going back through all of the levels that I skipped and had not gotten 100% cages on earlier to get all of those. There are a total of 102 cages in the game, spread out 6 in 17 different levels. And you need absolutely every single one of them to get access to the final level, and that's how they force you to get 100%. So not that this game didn't already have enough like horribly cheap designed aspects, but now you have to 100% it to get to the final level.
Oh my god, you can run.
Oh my god, we are about to run. Are we about to get ready? Watch out, Sonic.
It's finally a speedrun now.
Now you can run faster. Wait, you were running before?
Before it was just a speed walk.
Yeah!
He must be running really fast because his ears are flapping behind him. Alright, $10 from
Now
Eatcast.
back to the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I'm going here first because it cuts every time you go to a different world that you aren't already. Oh god, I'm terrible. You have to go through that the picture art that comes up. So that little like 5-second cutscene. So by doing this, I'm completing this world and I don't have to come back. And then I go back to Pink Plant Woods to finish up all those levels. Okay, good. Let's really not take damage here.
That'd be pretty bad.
Ow. Please get it.
Yeah, so $10 from Eatcast. Loving the marathon so far. Great to see Rayman 1 being destroyed.
Yeah. Okay, this is the hardest jump in the game. There it is.
Nice.
Okay, and I got that first try. Okay. Yeah, that is the, like, you have to, there's that little tiny rock you couldn't see. That's exactly where you need to jump off it. If you don't do it right there, a lot of people just never get past that point. Oh, whoops, I forgot your skip, Israeli. My bad.
Is that intended, or are you skipping things that jump?
No, that's the best they give you. Again, in the Jaguar and PC version, they just put an extra ring in between those, because they were like, wait, this is stupid. I'm bad at maps, because I can't see them.
Yeah, unless there's something pressing in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to claim priority here, because we have a $1,000 donation from Kenneth Roos.
Wow.
Which is, that name's familiar.
Yeah, he donated 1,000 earlier as well.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've matched last year's total from me. Let's put this all on SpikeVegeta doing Kingdom Hearts 1 over 2. Oh, wait. That was a couple of years ago. And I didn't even win.
I was like, I didn't bring Kingdom Hearts with me, I'm sorry.
Put whatever is necessary to put Virgil up $100 on DMC3, and the rest split up evenly to name every Final Fantasy IX character Poxnor.
We'll talk smart.
What's Land of the Living Dead at?
95 out of 200.
Come on. I want to see that Origins.
It's amusing that he brings up Kingdom Hearts when
I know, I was
only
like,
just now going back to
shoot,
Kingdom
should I have
Hearts 1.
brought that? Yeah, right. So unfortunately, so you saw in the last level that I went back and got all the cages, I was still on the first screen, which gives you that exit sign back at the beginning of the level where you can just go back to the main map. So I used Death Abuse to get back there. Here, I actually had to go to the second screen, so I could not. I still have to finish the level, even though there's nothing on this final screen for me to get.
Origins doesn't let you do that. You have to finish. You have to finish a level in order for the lumps.
In order for any of the Electoons to actually count.
Wow.
Yeah. This one and the next one, thankfully, I don't have to do that. I just have to break the last 3 cages and then get out.
Is that where the extra half hour or so comes from on Origins?
No, the extra half hour or so just comes from load times being awful. And it is just a bigger game. Like, there are 17 levels in this game, and there are like 51 in the normal path of Rayman Origins.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. But we skip a lot of them that are auto-scrollers. We skip most of the auto-scrolling in the game.
Not to mention, Origins also has death abuse.
Right.
It's got one of those things like with New Super Mario Bros. Wii, if you die a certain number of times in a level, it allows you to skip it entirely.
Oh, okay.
Which is better on some of the... allows you, depending on how fast you can kill yourself repeatedly,
Right.
It allows you to skip some of the mosquito auto-scrollers.
Which, for the most part, like, on average, it takes anywhere between, like, 25 and 30 seconds to use Death Abuse to get through a level. And, like, Rayman Origins, as a any percent speedrun, gets a lot of flack for that. But it's literally, you're either going to watch me kill myself for, like, 25, 30 seconds, or you've got to watch a 5-minute auto-scroller. So, when you put it like that...
Definitely the lesser of two evils.
Oh God. I didn't think
it's just people being spoiled on the auto-scroller skips usually being more fancy than that.
Right, exactly. I mean, it is like, oh, you don't want to play this? It's from that, like, little kid age of video games. Where it's like, oh, you should take a break from gaming. Don't get upset at this.
So, the trigger of making that first ring appear is that possible to miss?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can just jump, see a really far ring, and think you're supposed to...
Yeah, you just gotta hope that it's gonna be there. Exactly. There are a lot of them, like, you don't realize how frustrating they are the first time you play it, just because you don't know they're gonna show up. So yeah, I used Death Abuse there to get through that. Now it's back to Bongo Hills. Unfortunately, this is one of the longest levels in the game, and I have to play through it completely twice, because I didn't get any cages the first time, just because you really can't get to them. This is a small sequence break here. Normally they intend on you to go all the way around, but if you, like, run off of that ledge and then glide all the way across, you can just hit that trigger point, cutting, like, probably a good minute's worth of stuff.
Nice. I like how the run sound effect footsteps don't match.
Yeah,
at all.
it's like a horse. It's a gallop.
I like how some of the levels have music and others
That's actually
don't.
the big plot twist at the end of Rayman, is that he's actually a horse.
Spoiler alert.
So yeah, a lot of this is just going to be me now finding the cages, but obviously I've already played through all of this. Now I've got running, though, so it moves slightly faster.
It's a noticeable speed increase, but it's not...
It's still like I have to play this, like, 5-minute level again.
Yeah.
Well, what's it, 3 minutes now? Like run?
Well, it ends up being just as long because now we have to get all the cages.
Yeah, now you have to do some side trips.
So now that jump's really easy. I'm going to take out that guy because I don't want him to knock me into that post. I get knocked into that post, the run's basically over because now I'd have to play through this level a third time.
Well, at least in Origins, they were nice enough to give you like a cool jumping puzzle every time you went to get an elective. Like its own.
Yeah.
That was a great level design.
Yeah, it was kind of a mix of Donkey Kong Country as well, where like, oh, I'm bad. You got to find the secrets and everything. Yeah, again, you have to like hit them right as you're coming up because their hitboxes are dumb. I'm gonna grab that.
And that one was just to refresh your health?
Yeah, that's just a little power, which I didn't know until like a few months ago, that apparently you could just touch the bottom of the platform and it counts as you getting it.
Okay.
So here I'm going to be using two instances of Death Abuse. That's why I'm saving in these places. And let's get it. Again, falling through this part is so dumb.
It takes some effort to fall.
Yeah. Like, that's all I want to do is fall and then die, and it won't let me. That wasn't as bad as it usually is, though.
At least the second abuse, you have 3 health instead of 5.
Right. Which again, I take so much damage usually when I go through that little section there. That's why I grabbed the power up to make sure I had 5 health instead of 3.
I remember this part.
Yeah. I've never even played this game, yet I remember it somehow. Oh, wait. This section becomes a lot easier now with Run. I don't have to do any specific punch grabs or anything. Ledge grabs with a punch, I guess I'll call it. You can just run over a lot of things. So instead of me having to do that, bye. Oh.
I love the
gallop, I know, right?
Especially when in the parts that don't have music, you can just hear the galloping so well.
I'm just amazed by Rayman's hair.
Yeah.
His hair in the animation.
The hair's just like hanging on for dear life. Like, please don't leave me behind.
Looks like waving French fries behind him.
So coming up here is like the death abuse that saves by far the most amount of time. This saves like 2 minutes coming up here.
Not bad.
Because this is also going to be the first instance of seeing what Tiny Rayman is. Horribly, horribly slow, and you always lose your momentum from literally just like touching the ground.
Tiny Rayman on purpose, because you got that earlier.
Yeah. So, yeah, that one you don't ever want to touch. So, yeah, now I'm Tiny Rayman.
Oh
I
my
feel
God,
like
that
I'm
is
running...
so slow.
Yeah. And literally just like, so if I don't re-press square every time, he doesn't get his momentum back.
That is
Right here, I
awful.
want to keep moving to the left,
yeah.
like right when I land, because that's the only time you'll have to fall right through that. Otherwise, you have to ride it all the way down.
Oh my God,
Like he's
it's
running
so
through
bad.
molasses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I describe it every time I have
Well,
to
it's
run
like
this damn thing.
his legs are shorter, so he must run
can't run as
slower,
fast.
right?
Right. At least in Rayman Origins, they were like, okay, let's let him keep his normal speed. He's just tiny now.
So you're jump punching all these, and you said it
Yeah.
does more damage. If
It
you
does
just
double
jump
the
punch,
damage
would
if
you
I...
have to do two?
I would have to do 2 punches,
Okay.
yeah.
To be fair, they also
And
gave,
I'd be standing flat-footed, so...
in Origins they also gave Tiny Rayman a they replaced the running punch with a sort of dash punch that lets him keep
Right.
forward or backward, forward
Oh, that's
or.
cool.
So
or
you
across.
never... So in the course of Rayman Origins, you'll, like, never use that normal punch there. You'll always end up just, like, kind of spin punching through it. Through pretty much every enemy you see. You can also jump on enemies. Oh, what am I doing? I could have
Yeah,
done that
much
earlier.
like the roll from DKC.
Well, I mean, if there's a platformer that gives you a dash attack, it's going to be abused pretty heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's backwards.
Oh yeah.
I'm stopping right before that blue ting, because once I hit the blue ting, like 3 enemies show up all around you, and that obviously slows it down. So that's why I didn't get, like, right on top of it.
That's just one of those random checkpoints.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also checkpoints that just decide we're gonna make enemies show up now.
I seem to remember hearing about an event flag, and I think it was Fallout 3, where a particularly bad form of death crab will spawn by picking up a teddy bear,
What?
or something.
That
of
sounds
that.
random enough to be Fallout, yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll believe it.
And then there's Final Fantasy VIII where you have to run clockwise around Zell to progress the game or whatever.
It's not necessary, but it speeds it up slightly.
Oh.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that some Fallout 3 playing person in the chat will correct me on that, because I did not progress that far.
We have Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 runs coming up this marathon.
Yeah, we do.
Which are actually very entertaining.
And is Lee doing both of them? Or
Yes, Lee's
Yeah.
doing both of them.
Yeah. Lee is also
Yeah.
known as our third resident Yoshi's Island expert.
As much as Israeli makes fun of me for he thinks this level's easy, I think this level's like kind of BS.
So there's like these
I start stop.
monk guys that are moving these eyes in and out in front of their face. And then they look serene, and then suddenly they're angry.
Suddenly, like, what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
My house.
Kind of reminds me of the guy, the monster who protects the banquet of food in Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
eyes on his hands, and they would bring him up to his face to see.
I never got around to seeing that.
I have to wait for that cycle. You never make that.
Pretty good movie.
So it's one of the ones that teases you, and you just try and
And
make
then-
it for a long time, and then just realize it's
Wait,
not
what?
possible.
This is different.
What?
Did an electric cage just spawn on top of you?
Yeah, it's actually random. That one's kind of random where that spawn point is. Sometimes I don't have to get all the way up there.
This is the kind of game that seems to be crying for an SDK, if only to figure out what all the event flags are.
Okay, thank God. I always worry right there because, again, ledge grabbing in this game is kind of random, so you can sometimes just jump right through there and just fall to your death right at the end of the level. And then you have to go all the way back to the beginning of it. Yeah, so I'm very happy that didn't happen. It's only about 1 out of every maybe like 5 runs, but it kills it.
That's still a pretty high percentage.
Yeah.
Especially this late in.
Yeah, we're
Especially at a
past the
marathon.
halfway point at this point. Yeah, so thankfully that didn't happen. Thankfully my 2 deaths have just been me being bad. At least I can just blame myself. They didn't even try to hide those 2 cages from you. They're just like, okay, we've gone hard on you enough lately. Just have them.
At least that cage from before can't crush you when that happens.
Right.
Could you imagine, like, it spawns a little later and then it just falls on top of you and you're, oh, oops.
Oh, I guess I'll take this here. Oh, what am I doing?
Ooh. You're scaring me, Spike. I thought you were gonna fall.
I know, right? I thought I was gonna take knockback damage and just like die. Lightning is completely random in this game, like just where they pop out. You can sometimes have just a million of them fly from everywhere. Alright, so this is the level where you're supposed to fight Mr. Sax, that guy from earlier.
Now this looks more like Origins.
Oh god, momentum is powerful.
Physics is a strong opponent.
Now, the thing is that this level is only 2 screens.
What?
You get all 6 cages on the first screen, and then the second screen's the boss screen.
So if you get all 6 cages, you never have to go.
If I get all 6 cages and then suicide right at the end, then I can just leave the level. Because again, they're not checking if you actually defeated all the bosses. It's just, oh my god. They're just checking to make sure that you've collected every Electrum cage. I grabbed that power up. Yeah, I did. I'm done. It's alright. I can grab this power up over there. Alright, that was dumb. So yeah, I don't want to hit that save point right there, obviously, because then I won't be able to get back to the start when I die.
Which breaks the whole sequence break of the boss if that happens.
They could at least have the decency to have event flags that spawn off screen.
Yeah, right.
They weren't even trying at that point.
Oh, hello.
So what, convenient?
And hit that ledge. Ah, oh, terrible. Let's get it. Get out of here. There is a trick here which can save like 4 seconds to skip this guy, which he's only here to annoy you. There's no reason for him to be there. It's just to make you wait.
Waste time, basically.
Yeah. There is a way to skip him, but you're running like a huge risk by doing so. And this bug's stupid because he likes to avoid you unless you do this strat.
See, he's learning.
You can, again, standing still punching as opposed to jump punching is weaker,
It's definitely what I call turtling.
but it's completely random just like where all he flies up in the air. And that is the first instance. Oh, okay. Get up there. Oh, please. You can see these rings are so dumb. Where if I had accidentally hit that ceiling of the symbol, it would have knocked me down into the pit, and I would have lost like 3 minutes. Which, that's also prevalent in this next level. What's my time, out of curiosity? Like 102?
Or an hour and 3 minutes.
An hour, like a minute. You know, I feel like I haven't been here that long.
I've been awake for about a minute.
That's what I meant. How long have you been here for?
Oh dear.
Well, see, Rayman's just running so slow that you don't even notice how fast time's actually progressing.
So these are like the best designed aspects of this game. I love these levels.
Even though they have the rings in them.
Even though, yeah, of course the rings are more prevalent in the 5th and final world.
Definitely the aesthetic of this level.
Unfortunately, these levels also have the best soundtracks in the game, or the best tracks in the game, which is only a problem because they like to glitch out a lot. Which means, like, when you're going through them, they'll just, like, stop playing halfway through.
So that's what's causing the no music. I
Yeah.
thought some of the stages just didn't have music.
Oh, no, every level's supposed to have music, and
It just doesn't always play.
yeah.
Isn't that the big problem that PSX Gin has with this game? That it can't emulate the music properly?
Oh, is that the problem?
I think, don't quote me on that, but I think that's the problem for getting a Rayman task going.
Well, the game can't do the music properly.
True.
Yeah.
So again, this whole part is particularly dangerous because the ceiling loves to kill your momentum. It's very random whether that's actually in a place where you can catch it or not get it. And another little weird design aspect is the only way to get past this is to grab that ledge and then drop below it when it comes by. Otherwise, you'll just land on the platform, which will just keep going up and down.
Wonder how many casual playthroughs that's ended.
Yep. Because again, you got a limited number of lives in this game, and then every continue you only got 3 lives with 3 health apiece. So you could just like easily lose like 15 lives from like one thing.
Looks like he's running against the wind.
Yeah, it's like I'm never going to make it. Oh God, please. Fine, that probably did it in. No, okay, I didn't catch the cycle.
Well, you know, when you're small, you have less mass, so the wind pushes you around easier.
Don't apply logic to my video game world.
Especially not to Rayman.
Especially not to my Limbless Wonders world.
Yeah, because then you have to wonder about flying.
By the way, those are the
before running.
coolest enemies in the game.
Rayman is the antithesis.
Those flying, they're flying on these spoons, and they're little like space alien majiggers.
Rayman is the antithesis to logic, and
These
that's why I
guys.
love him.
Can I quote you on the space alien majiggers?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're called. So normally, what the game intends you to do is to like punch each of those little spiked balls out of there. But if you just crouch and go underneath them, then from your invincibility state, you can jump on the one orb without the spike that you're intended to jump on. Again, also a lot of these strats, I'm gonna admit, like I stole from Ness Kamikaze when he used to run the game. Without him, like I probably never would have learned how to run this game properly.
Behind a lot of speedrunners, there's a lot of other people who have developed tech, even if they never actually ran it.
Yeah, I mean that's what Israeli's basically done for me.
Route plagiarism is a perfectly accepted.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not knocking myself. Oh God, get it.
Alright, do you mind if I read off some
Yeah,
donations?
read off some donations.
Okay. Well, first off, this is Awesome Games Done Quick 2013, hosted by Speed Demos Archive, and also featuring a lot of great speedrunners from Speedruns Live. And we are raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, a great nonprofit charity dedicated to the prevention of cancer through research, community outreach, and education. They're a great charity. In fact, they're going to be providing us with subs from Subway today, so that we won't all get started.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, time for some meatball.
Meatball and tofurkey.
What time would that be? The Subway.
Oh, there's a whole
Subway.
Alright, but we also have some donation challenges coming up. Right now, for Sonic CD, to get the good ending, we still need another $70. It's at $230 out of $300.
Yeah, that was intentional. Sorry, go ahead.
For Blindfolded Punch-Out, we're at $334.50 out of $500. So that's a little over $165 for that challenge. To KO Mike Tyson, which means you have to take him to the third round, which is the most difficult round. We're at $45 out of $100. And for the Midget Sandman glitch, we're only at $1 out of the $50.
And how we do it for Land of the Living Dead? Could be almost done.
I thought we were. Oh, okay. Are we doing Land of the Living Dead even though we're playing Rayman? Yeah, we're at $185 out of 200, so we're very close.
Wow.
And you got, but
About another 30 minutes till the end of this.
yeah,
Right?
but don't worry. But don't slack off, you guys. You still got to donate to get that goal.
Real quick, my strategy here is mash the button till he's dead.
Wow, that's a really deep strategy, man.
This, oh god, this troll.
And as for upcoming donation wars for today, we have for the Sonic CD soundtrack and currently the U.S. soundtrack is in the lead by $434.99 with $534.99. Currently, the Japanese soundtrack only has $100. So if you, so I know this is a hot button issue for Sonic CD fans. So if you want, that Japanese soundtrack, you're gonna have to donate more money.
The Japanese soundtrack is actually faster.
That is actually true.
No, it's serious because at the end of the level, it waits for the music to finish playing before it'll advance, and the U.S. soundtrack plays a little bit longer in each level. So it saves about 40 seconds if you use the Japanese soundtrack over the U.S. soundtrack.
So
40 seconds well spent on the US
yes,
version.
exactly. And for Sonic 2, for the characters, we have $55 for Knuckles and $17.50 for Sonic.
I like how earlier they're sticking in the wood, and these ones just are going.
I'm just going straight off through.
It's like, okay, we're shooting too many, and then she shot an extra one, and these ones stuck. What?
I screwed up the first hit on this boss because I tried to punch too early. You have to wait until she actually stops, like, now. That's when you're supposed to try to punch her before then. She just won't take any damage. So I ended up having to go through, like, another cycle because I'm bad. And then I missed the second punch at it.
And for anyone who isn't already, they should go to the marathon.speeddemosarchive.com. It's in the title, and there is a bot putting a link in the Twitch chat every so often. You get a donation. You get a donation total that updates without chipping in case your chipping is frozen. You also get to the chat that we're looking at, so that lets us process missed donation comments and such faster. With the SDA Marathon account, if you have a donation concern, you can PM that account. And it also has a link to our tracker on that page, so you
take the death before I need to.
So you can check out all of the donation incentives and such.
Bad at maps.
Oh, you went the wrong way.
I went the wrong way. Yeah, I intentionally took that hit there because I want to use a little form of death abuse here.
The other great thing about Origins, you can sprint on the world map.
Right here, you're still just jogging.
And Spike, we're actually getting near 20,000 viewers for this game.
Wow.
Nice. I think that's a record for me.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not even the weekend anymore.
By the way, if you like this guy's great commentary, he not only plays Rayman Origins, but he also does some RPG speedruns like Final Fantasy IX.
Which
and
will be coming up later this
2.
marathon. Plex and I will be tag teaming it.
Yep, and you can check out his Twitch page. It's twitch.tv/SpikeVegeta. So be sure to follow this man. He does great commentary, and he's a good streamer in general.
You just broke 20,000 viewers, Spike.
Nice.
Beat Cosmo, man.
Do you still have the record on Kingdom Hearts, Spike?
I do. I mean, the record's terrible right now. It's like 6. It's like 612. It needs to be like sub 6, honestly. But I've only put like 2 attempts into it. Each time I beat the record by like 14 minutes apiece.
So you're basically playing for the equivalent of an average NHL stadium. No pressure.
I thought that would be empty.
Well, this actually no. It's clever. Actually no. New season starts January 19th.
That would be
Let's grab
Blue
this
Jackets?
because
Or like yeah, probably.
On the 19th, also, they waited till after our marathon. Then that's nice.
Yes.
So this little just look at this little spot. Look at all these spikes. Look at all these things that can hurt me. Bad. Yeah, I took a lot of damage there the first time I played.
Do you get knocked out of your fly if you take a hit from spikes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So then that's just
So you
a
get knocked
combo.
down, it usually leads to a combo. So you see how I like hit that ceiling up there? You couldn't see it off screen.
Oh, look at this is.
Oh.
This is.
Oh my god.
What?
And this one didn't want to.
And then you have to punch right there.
Oh man, this is the best.
This game just looks mean on your first playthrough.
So I had a run that was like decent. Oh, by the way, I'm going up this path not because I want that power up or anything, but there are pencils that fall from the top of the screen. But if you are on the top level, then they don't spawn.
Because they have to spawn off screen.
Yeah.
Because they want to get you with that surprise factor.
Intentionally falling that to take the damage because it's faster than hovering down, obviously.
I think this game either loves spike traps or owes them money.
Okay, I'm intentionally taking this hit, so now I need to not take a hit of damage throughout this section. So I guess serious time.
It was an internet community that made all
Oh wow.
You can get it right off the edge of that, and you never have to land on there to risk that. So yeah, okay, thank God.
That's the ultimate.
Oh my god.
Now this next part, like, I thought I was going to have an anxiety attack from. After getting through that, the first time I played this, so you have to kind of learn how to go through here, and you have to copter in very specific places. Otherwise, if you, like, yeah, that'll happen. Oh, God.
What?
And you'll just go all the way back to the top.
What is this, Sonic Spinball?
And there we are. And punch it, and there it is.
One life.
It's starting to look more like Cyber action at this point.
Oh, get it. Oh my gosh, I almost screwed that up. I almost had to go all the way back through. I'm by...
What?
Whoa!
What?
Can't see.
Oh!
Oh god,
that-
I'm itching my C's here.
Oh, that sucked.
I was thinking,
I got-
did you hit that save point?
I got just bad luck there. He just lost
Okay,
all
so
of
any
his momentum.
donations of $5 or more during this run are eligible to win this piece of artwork right here.
Closer and further down. Further down.
Yeah, down.
There
See.
you go.
You're not blocking the
Yeah, I'm
TV.
trying not to block Spike.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Here, go now. I can see.
Yep.
I can see the whole TV.
Okay, so that was done by Kururu-chan. And yeah, any donation of $5 or more is eligible to win that during this game is eligible to win that prize.
Oh, hello there. Why did I take the damage? Again, the lightning's just completely random in this game when it pops
Does
up.
that pencil just block you for a second?
Yeah, I did. If that blocks you, you'll fall to your death.
Oh my god.
You'll see I tried to just walk down that slope after like halfway through so that I landed on the bottom tier to just get through it. If you hit on the top tier, you can get like an extra life and stuff, but obviously I don't care that much.
You know, at this point I'm no longer upset that Rayman Origins lost. This is great.
See, it's actually an entertaining game, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite tracks in the game, but
Is it gonna stop playing soon?
yeah, you're gonna hear it for about a minute, and then it's just gonna glitch out for the last like 2 minutes of this little section.
Why are racers the ones that are bouncy?
They're squishy.
Yeah.
This is a psychedelic trip through like what did it say?
Let
Through
me-
dementia? What?
Yeah, let
Just
me
through
get
the world.
phrasing. Psychedelic landscapes, absurd adventures, formidable opponents, and uncharted levels of dementia.
I want to shake the hand of the man who wrote that text.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the word they were looking for.
It works.
The stupid hands reminds me of the genie level on Aladdin for Genesis.
Oh god.
Ah, yeah, it does.
For Genesis or for Super Nintendo? They both have hands.
All right, let's get this punch first try. Otherwise, it takes forever.
Oh.
whenever they see a mistake? Or am I the only one who does that?
Oh yeah, I do too.
I do too sometimes.
It depends on the mistake.
It's like the equivalent of seeing, it's like the speedrunner equivalent of seeing someone be kicked in the nuts and feeling that pain, but with mistakes.
So you're saying that during my run, if I can do things that look like mistakes that aren't, I can give you pain?
Yeah, right. Taking another save here, not for
that
safety.
sort of thing, sure.
Oh, that's for the pattern of these?
No, taking that save because I'm going to use Death Abuse here.
Oh, okay.
Well, there'll be plenty of mistakes in Echo. I can guarantee that.
Oh, is that next up?
After Rocket Knight.
Rocket Knight Adventures, alright.
It's impossible to
So I
play
can
through
get
that
this
game
in
without
before.
mistakes.
Again, walking off this slope actually sets that up perfectly, which took me forever to find out. I just got stuck there because running won't give you the right pattern. So yeah, it's only about 2 seconds faster to use Death Abuse here when you go up and get this cage, but it's also a heck of a lot easier.
So you're just taking a lot of damage along the way. So
Yeah.
you easily land on one of these guys.
And then just like go back across because it would take you'd have to do so much dodging of the spikes there anyways.
Yeah. So you might try to spend the time going back without dying, then die anyway.
Right. Yeah, it ends up being like 2 seconds faster. Oh, get it.
Hey, it's 2 seconds.
Alright, so I'm going to get down to 1 health here by using... you're supposed to go through this like whole convoluted path, but if I pull this off right... Oh, I got it. I can't use...
Nice.
That's scary.
Oh, get it.
Oh, was that not quite what you were supposed to do?
You took an extra damage.
Yeah, I took an extra damage. I would have also
Oh,
jumped
yeah,
on the top of these spikes, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but we
Well, you get another shot at it.
I get another shot at pulling off the trick, right?
fixed it, but I don't care.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, okay. That one's fine.
Oh, come on. Be a pro. Be a pro. That's right. And then if you do that right, you get a life here, so... Okay, this is a safety save because this stupid little part down here can just like randomly you just won't punch enough. Like right there.
that.
Right there. Yeah.
Like you can hear you mashing and only one comes out, so.
Oh my, what? Okay, that was my fault. Okay, so I'm having to use a continue here. That's terrible. Having to use, I think I was just too far up on the platform that time. That was my problem. So,
That takes a while.
No
yeah,
one
so that's why
can
this is not to earn. Yeah, they just make that super tight.
To earn.com/not.
Oh, another one.
The IT guys are apparently whatever.
Oh, get it. Oh,
Did you just smack a ceiling?
yeah.
Oh, there's a platform.
I was trying to grab the ledge there.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, get it.
That was interesting.
Get down.
Punch
Pull
the
up.
ledge grab.
Okay, this part's particularly stupid because these hitboxes actually are a lot bigger than they look. Lost quite a few runs here. Okay, and then I have to go back because I made something appear. But I only have to go through one little section, which is right here.
Oh god. That is really troll for a blind playthrough.
Yeah. And again, you hear the little ding, so you get the idea that you made something appear, but you have no idea what you
Yeah,
made
so
appear.
you're like, okay, where?
Alright, I'll go back to the entire level now.
Is it an important thing that I made appear? Where did it appear?
Yeah, 'cause sometimes it'll just be like, oh, cool, I went all the way back and found an enemy. So this is the most epic boss fight in the entire run. Like, I spent probably 2 hours fighting this. This is Space Mama. Most infamous part of this game for like the 12 people who got to hear when they were kids.
Ooh, washing.
That is a washing machine. First frame hit. Nice.
Oh,
Okay, that means I can get in 4 hits on this first cycle instead of 3. Which skips like a 15-second cycle at the end.
Is that a rolling pin
That's-
lightsaber?
She's such a troll.
It's a rolling pin lightsaber laser, because then she's shooting it.
It's random how close she gets to you. So right here, you'll notice that, like, even though I could punch her right when she comes down, I'm waiting till she makes her attack noise, the huh, because then that actually cancels her attack animation completely. Whereas if I punched her, like, now, she would still go through with the attack animation after she was done with her damage animation.
She might hit you while you're still in recovery.
Right, it's faster. So this is completely pattern based, but like the first time you play this is like insane. She just does this for like a minute.
And you're skipping one of these cycles at the end with the frame
Right.
perfect hit at the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a pretty good time saver.
On the PC version, and I'm not sure about the Jaguar version, not that many people play the Jaguar version, I'm sure, but PC version you can actually fit in 5 hits.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I don't know how that happens. Didn't think you could actually get away from these when I first played the game, but yeah, apparently you can like just get there in time. And then this is like the coolest part of the battle. You have to deal about 100 hits, literally, of damage to this thing.
So you're jump hitting it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Is this the final boss then?
No, this is the final boss of the 4th world. There's a 5th world.
Oh, okay.
Continuing the fine tradition of the hardest boss not being the final one.
Yeah. So again, I only have to go through 4 cycles of this instead of 3. Or instead of 5. It's like, wait, you got worse.
Your math there was a little
Yeah.
sketchy.
I'm a really good mathematician, as you can tell.
No, you were just doing it Monty Python style. Backwards. Reverse Monty Python style.
So yeah, she just does one of those, and then we've got just one more of these, which now I can just. Of course, she gave me like an awful cycle.
Would you be able to tank the hit and throw a punch at the same time if she came down to the ring?
I guess I possibly could have. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm so often thinking about just not taking damage throughout this run because I take damage boosts everywhere. Alright, so.
Last level?
No, you got 3 levels in this final world, and then I've got the final world.
Oh.
So, yeah. And let's start the convoluted mess that is finding these cages.
Oh god.
Oh god. Is this where it starts getting really bad?
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid more than anything else. Like, a lot of people will tell you, oh, what am I doing? A lot of people will tell you that Picture City is actually, like, the hardest parts of the game, but I don't know. I think they're the most well-designed aspects of the game, honestly. I really like Picture City.
Is that where we are right now?
This is, what's it called? Cave of Scops. Safety save here because it's just not worth it, losing all that time. And I have to go up there anyways to make this cage appear. Now, when you have a cage break animation, it resets Rayman's sprite so that you can punch immediately afterwards. So I try to punch it, turn around, and set myself up for the next punch all at once.
I'm just in awe of this. Wow.
Alright, don't screw me, rings. This one, okay, that one, that causes death so often because you just don't get enough momentum off that last red ring. And the red rings are particularly terrible because once you grab hold of them, they start going down and they don't stop.
Oh,
so like that can
fun.
just cut off your path to like getting to the next area.
So if you have to
die.
retry it, then
Yeah.
it's down and it's...
Yeah, it's so I try to avoid red rings as much as possible as well. You'll see me do that later on in this level. I already killed my momentum. It's really hard to keep my momentum for that section. Right here, you're going to see that I only get to like a certain distance. If I go past that middle waypoint of that indentation in the ground, then I make a butt ton of boulders appear, which then I can't pass.
Those look like the eyes from mosquito people.
They probably use the same sprites for like the whole game. That's another like marathon save. I wouldn't take that if it was a actual turn. Oh, what?
Oh wow.
No, okay,
These small hitboxes.
Yeah,
there you go.
just take it out. I was trying to be a pro, but I had to be a chump.
Backup strats. There's no shame in backup strats.
We're in marathon. Oh, I see. I landed there before I
landed.
punched.
So it took a second hit. At least you were right on top.
This
of it.
is the most combo. Oh, I lost my momentum. Like that was not my fault at all. The game just killed my momentum.
In midair.
Ow! Just chump it. We're just gonna chump change it through this.
We're going for hard jump.
And they respawn.
That's our excuse.
So yeah, I had to break that cage to make that cloud appear, then ride that cloud halfway across to jump back to get on this cloud, so that it rides me all the way across the level over to this cage.
Wow, I didn't know Sierra developed this game.
True dat. I'm gonna wait here for a second because that cloud always disappears right when you want to use it.
Of course. Well, there's no other opportune time for it to disappear.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit of a chump here and take that safe, because you can just miss the rings. So I'm waiting here for a second because I want to manipulate where that second blue spike like appears. And I do that because if I just go straight up, then they will appear opposite from each other and you cannot get through there.
Yeah, because then they're spaced further apart.
Right, and it's all just spikes all around you, and you're just in a pit, basically. So
wait, you just had to make the exit
I had to go over there. I had to punch that rock to make the exit spawn.
Not even
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty special even for this game.
A lot of people consider this to be like, at least on the first playthrough, the hardest level in the game. And by the way, there's no reason for this like 20 seconds here.
But you can't do anything?
You can't do anything.
Why don't you look at the sprite? Very well done.
He's so happy when he
Yeah,
jumps.
look at this elaborate story they need to tell you. A lot of people probably say it's the hardest because of this and the last level part of it. Like this, you can only see just yourself.
Oh
yeah,
god,
this part.
Searching for the spawn things in this.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's only one cage, but there's plenty of things that spawn, and mostly enemies.
Someone give that Firefly a steady cam.
I remember this.
God, that was terrible. Sometimes, like... Yeah, I swear. Alright, so I'm running forward here because I grabbed that life, so I just traded off a hit for a life anyways.
If you were lower health, that would have healed you, though, because grabbing a life heals you.
I don't know how you do this. I'm getting a headache just looking at it.
I know, the little flickering around it. Yeah, there's actually a lot of troll moments in this level. I see why a lot of people probably call this like one of the harder levels, or like the hard level of the game.
And I'm guessing you have to spawn every single one of those in order to get them to spawn.
Yeah. So right here, I'm also waiting a second here to let those enemies that you see above me get further across, because then that sets up this pattern perfectly and I don't run into them. Oh, God. Or I'm terrible. I don't know why that happened.
0.
Oh. Okay, that's fine, because you get a life refill right there. I'm also always take damage there. So here's like, probably, well, at least the second hardest jump in the run. Yeah. Again, it's horribly specific. Look at how far that is away. And they just added another ring here. This can take like a little while. Sometimes I get it first try. Sometimes
At least you can tell if you don't have enough momentum.
Yeah, this is the intended route.
Oh my god.
They're asking for a win strike.
Oh!
No, see, and it tempts you sometimes into thinking that's it, but it's not at all. No, that's not it. You're like, I'm practically flying off screen. No, that's not it.
You also need to be body tilt that's going on right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I feel like I'm trying to will Rayman over there.
You're giving him a momentum. Yeah! Oh my god.
That's not it. Then you got to get this jump.
Oh my god.
Okay, there we go. I got it.
That's a bouncy cloud that can eat your jump if you get unlucky as well.
Yeah. So I've definitely fallen off that once I actually got up there because, like, I don't expect to get it, so I'm already coptering to re-grab the ring so I don't fall down.
Yeah.
You guys got time for a few donation comments?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we got $20 from Devin Barber. He says, put this $20 towards the Sonic CD good ending. By the way, I loved you in Zack and Mary Spike. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I'll send my stunt double, Seth Rogen, many thanks for bringing me much love. That's a case where you're spawning both the exit sign and the cage at the same time, but obviously the exit sign's in front of you. So a lot of times you'll leave the level just thinking that that's what you spawned was the exit sign, and then be like, wait, what did I miss?
$15 off. We got $10 from Bryn Hall. First off, shout outs to SpikeVegeta, Puexel, Karakarn, and Crystal Beauty for being the most patient, dedicated, and awesome speedrunners ever. Keep up the awesome Final Fantasy work. Hype for the FF9 run. Please put this money towards Land of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that put us at 200?
No, that's no donation.
Next part's pretty boring, but you can die during it.
We're actually over.
It's an auto scroller.
We made it.
Yeah.
Spike.
20, nice. So we will be hooking it up for some Land of the Living Dead. Yeah, they intentionally just make it to where, like, you have to stand on the very edge of these to not get hit by those. So coming up here, this is completely random how these guys are, and they can just, like, be right in the middle and screw you over. Doesn't happen that often, though, so yeah, okay. I didn't get screwed, though.
If you have to, couldn't you jump over them?
No, you can't. Like, their hitbox is actually even the up. Other than standing literally right on top of them, you get hurt by them.
Ah, okay.
Okay, cool. Got a little bit
We have $100 from Sean Kelly, who says, "Another day, another 100. Keep up the momentum, guys, and add this to the Sonic CD good ending."
Woo!
What is our total at?
Are we closing in on 45K at all, or?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we're there yet, but we might be getting close.
Mike Uyama was present in my chat when I played this stage for the first time.
Oh man.
I died so much. This took like an hour for me to get through. Now it's not that bad. Of course, now I'm going to die because I said that.
Also,
Just because I learned some damage boosts from this Kamikaze that got me through some particularly hard parts.
Those enemies don't ever jump up, do they?
No, they do. Like, those guys are not your enemies. They're just helping you out. It's these stupid catfish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just skipped that one completely, so I don't have to worry about him.
The issue is that this TV is actually cutting off the bottom 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
So the fish down there are not very visible, so trying to
Then
see
I
the
just
one
take a hit from that, and then that is like the hardest part. Not in the speedrun, but like when you first play, you just don't know what you're doing there. And then just take the damage boost and go, and you're at the end of the level. So yeah.
Because that's why I was curious if the fish could do bad things, because you can't really see them very well on this TV.
Yeah.
We have $5 from Israeli RD, who says, $5 donation for Bongo Hills 2 Hardest Jump. And why didn't you save in Mr. Rock's Peaks 1 when you knew you'd die? Also tell us your favorite level, favorite soundtrack, and favorite boss.
Favorite level, favorite soundtrack, and favorite boss. My favorite level? My favorite boss is Space Mama. I loved my experience fighting her, even though it was frustrating as hell. It took like 2 hours for me to kill her. Taking a little. This one literally saves like 2 seconds. Favorite track. My favorite track is probably from the Pencil Cities, the one that keeps getting glitched out. It's got a really beautiful like piano section. And favorite level? Do I have a favorite level? I actually do kind of like Mr. Darkstare, but I don't know if that's necessarily my favorite. I don't know what my okay, let me think. Okay, none of those. Those are all garbage. None of those. None of those. I probably just, on the whole, I like the Picture City levels. Okay, good. Because if that guy's actually moving towards you, like if he's on the left half of the screen, you cannot land on him. He'll start moving away right beforehand. It's random which of these 5 he sets off, but it's always in a set pattern once he sets off the first one. So, I actually don't know this pattern. I think he gets rid of, yeah, so then he'll get rid of the last one. One, 2.
What are you standing on, by the way? It's off the screen.
Oh, I'm not standing on anything. I'm holding on to the
you're
ledge.
holding on to the ledge. Okay.
I'm walking here. Yeah, this is like lower than I'm used. It's cutting off more screen than I'm used to. I'm walking here because if I run into him, it doesn't kill me automatically, but it knocks me back into death.
Hit. Yeah.
So yeah. So even though the lava's coming up, you don't actually die. It has the same physics as water. You only die when Rayman is completely covered by it up to his head. So like right there, I'm not getting hurt or anything, obviously. This boss is kind of boring, but he's so fast it doesn't matter. Never understood like what I was supposed to do though the first time I fought him. Like I didn't understand that they're following your punches. Yeah, but he's not nearly as boring as oh god. Okay, cool. I was able to Hail Mary it back.
Not nearly as boring
as the Stone, Mr. Stone, who takes like 3 minutes, where this one takes like a minute.
You said there's ways that you can speed this one up as opposed to Mr. Stone.
No, the only battle that I can really speed up are Space Mama, and the Mosquito.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is actually the only one, along with Mr. Scops, that you really can't, or Mr. Stone, that you can't speed up. Out of curiosity, what's my time?
142.
142. Oh, okay. So I don't know. I had too many big mistakes. I might get like a 146 or 7. 146. Final level. So yeah, this is Mr. Dark's Dare that you get access to after getting all 102 Electoons. So here, this section is like really hard to keep your momentum going, and you actually don't want your momentum completely going near the end. I'll show you why here in a second when we get there. Jumping a lot because I missed the slope, so I'm trying to keep my momentum going. Oh god. So yeah, pulling back there. Okay, we got it. If you go into that full speed, then you will die. You have to slow down somewhat there, or else you'll land straight into the orange gooey stuff. Here I'm being chased by a Dark Rayman that Mr. Dark created. I'm going to try to be a boss and skip through some of the little things I need to do. Like right here. Nice. Okay. So, like, I need to touch that corner, which makes those clouds appear. But normally you slide off into the middle, so... Oh, God, I'm terrible. Try to explain this on the way. Normally so you have to wait to, like, lure him away from it and then do it. If you're... Oh, God, I'm terrible. Okay, I had to reset that because I forgot.
Christopher
Olsen, right here
who donated $5
ledge
says,
doesn't grab you, or you don't grab this ledge. Okay, cool. I got the ledge. All right, we're good with that. If he touches you, you die. So yeah, just and right here you start having to deal with a few little gimmicks. This first one, what he just did to me, now left is right and right is left on my D-pad.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
So you just need to remember it and know when it wears.
Yeah, exactly.
So up and down or just left and right?
No, just left and right. So that's not too bad, but yeah, it takes a little getting used to. Alright.
So, should I be ready to hit the timer?
It's gonna be still another like 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
by jumping off right at the edge of that, that catches you, and then you don't have to go through this like whole convoluted process. That's the last save point I take, just because of this section right here. Because if I accidentally land on the platform instead of grabbing the ledges, you fly off because of the momentum.
This music reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie, Rusty Bucket Bay.
Oh, really?
At least a bit of it.
I actually never got all the way to Rusty Bucket Bay and Banjo-Kazooie.
How did that run go, by the way?
It was a really good run,
good.
yeah. If it was, yeah, he failed, what's-his-face, the crocodile minigame once.
Okay.
Got trolled right at the end, so that lost like 3 minutes. He still got like a 234. I grabbed that power up there because I want the full health. I can afford, like, I'm going to take 1 hit of damage in this boss fight no matter what because of a pattern I use on it. But, yes. Nice to have full health. This boss doesn't actually go on until you jump at that 3 times, so... Those hitboxes are surprisingly smaller than they look, so... Same with this fire. I can actually get really deep inside this fire and it doesn't hurt me.
So some of the few hitboxes in this game that are
actually
small.
like... They were like, we've sent him through enough. Let's just end the game. So yeah, this is... Nest Kamikaze said it first, and I agree with him. This is kind of disappointing final boss battle. I mean, I've played a lot worse final bosses, but you never actually get to fight him.
What?
Like, you do this for a while, and then you see the paintings in the back with the 5 bosses that I fought. One of them I didn't actually fight.
Before you fought.
So yeah, that's how close I can actually get to the fire. My nose is like on the other side of the middle, and I'm not going to hit. I'm about to face concoctions of those 5.
Oh god, boss refights.
Yeah. So I'm about a minute away from done, so yeah, if you want to... So yeah. So normally you're supposed to go through 8 cycles of this, but you can fit in like an extra hit right at the end of each cycle to make it 4 instead. This, they gave her no invincibility. And here is the final boss of Rayman.
Wait, what?
I liked PJ's comment about this when I sent him at 142.15. He was like, I had to put this in the highlight reel. Why? Because it doesn't even look like he's trying to hurt you. It looks like he's just having a good time. He's just jumping around.
It's melon bread.
Alright, I got 2 hits left. And... time.
147.10.
147.10. Alright. Alright, so, okay, here's the ending real quick.
Was there an option to put this in French, by the way?
There wasn't, actually. So, there you go. And then it's just a slideshow. Alright, so yeah, let's set up for Rayman Origins real quick.
Now it's Land of the Living Dead.
Just playing Land of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, the last one.
Oh, I didn't know which end I was grabbing.
No.
Is it Livid Dead or Living Dead?
Livid Dead. I know. I kept saying livid when I first played it, but then a friend of mine was like, "You're dumb."
Dead are quite living.
Got quite a few comments here.
Oh yeah, go for it while I set it.
Let's see, that was $5 from Christopher Olson. Sorry for cutting you off earlier. I just had to chip in to say that SpikeVegeta's got a delightful accent. Excellent run. Put my money towards Sonic 06 Last Story. We had $30 from Matured Sinner, who says, Matured Sinner here. Great marathon so far, enjoying all of it. Please put this towards Sinister One's Fast Fist, getting that Mike Tyson KO.
Pull it out a little bit. There you go. Okay, there we go. I forgot. Yeah, sensor controls, motion controls. So this is, yeah, when you play through Rayman Origins, after you don't have to technically 100% the game, but you pretty much do. You get these 10 skull teeth from these tricky treasure levels, and then you get to go play the Land of the Living Dead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a fun little bonus level. Hopefully I'll go through it deathless, but... Well, hopefully.
Alright, I'm gonna start the timer.
Alright.
Spike.
Yep.
It's the Super Meat Boy level.
Yes. Actually, yeah, very much. The world, too. Alright. Everybody mind if I turn the volume up a little bit? I'm actually going to, like, not serious time, but it's like a 3-minute level. I'm just going to hear the music.
Yeah, turn the TV up on me.
The music's great.
Like that much?
That's probably okay, yeah.
Alright. And... Go. Yep.
Spike, did you say not serious time?
So we'll call it serious time. It's not
Okay.
Even if just for the music.
Yeah. Damn it. I'm gonna start over.
So start the timer over then?
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the timer. Yeah, I'm garbage. That was such a random place to die.
Did you hit the spikes there?
Yeah, I hit those spikes up on the ceiling.
You just couldn't resist your
It's
name.
also worth knowing that the hitboxes and bubblized enemies in this level are much smaller than they are in the rest of the game. And before you can just hit them anywhere, but now you need to make them exactly on their head.
Oh, damn. That was... My 2 deaths have been so random. What? I don't know. I don't even know what happened there.
So you went like through the hitbox of those ones and fine.
You're also being chased by a wave of small creatures, so you cannot take your time.
Definitely take his time for speed run.
This is the stage that I've never beaten.
Okay, I can use Death Abuse here, which I don't. Oh, it's... Oh my god, I was a pixel away. Like, oh my god, that's so dumb. Oh, this game ass. I'm sorry. I just had that was bad RNG. Yeah, so here I could have gotten hit. And that sets this cycle up. And I have to copter for a little bit right there to perfectly set up that. Which just sets this up perfectly. And the boss.
Background.
Almost missed it.
I can barely even see you.
What even hit you?
I don't know what hit me.
It was the spike on her elbow.
The spike on the elbow, yeah.
Is it alright if we read some more donation comments?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. Justin Boone donates $50. He says, as a huge fan of Rayman, I just couldn't resist. Add this to the Land of the Living Dead challenge. Keep up the awesome work. Greetings from Holland. Alright. Abdul Ali Wali donates $30. First time donator. Love me some Rayman. $30 toward Land of the Living Dead. Let's get there, guys.
Okay. That happened.
Oh, was that time?
Sure. If you want. I don't want to hear the time. That's
Okay.
alright.
I won't tell you.
Okay. Alright, so there's that. Alright, thanks guys.
Spike, it was sometime between 0 and whatever it is.
So what? Sometime between 0 and whatever the hell that was.